be very clear. If you are a white person talking to your white friends and in jest you use the N-word, most people in society would characterize that person as a racist. And that is not far-fetched, and I am amazed that you're willing to just brush that off and say, well, that doesn't necessarily mean they're racist. No, I'm going to say it right now. A white guy talking to his white friends, in this case, a NASCAR driver from down south, who, by the way, has made racist statements before. And he made and by the way, there's a reason why he lost his job. There's a reason why he lost his sponsor, and his career has never been the same, because he's a racist. Okay, now maybe people can change, sure, but I'll say it then, and I say it now. If you are a white person calling into this radio show, whether it's somebody using the N-word like we had on Friday, or somebody calling into the show saying the only thing that Barack Obama has going for him is he's black, you are an idiot and probably a racist, because I don't talk to people.
Oh, probably.
I would say definitely. I would say, I would change my wording and say definitely. You are a racist.
Okay,
that guy is a racist. And I don't know why you defend people like that. Why do you defend people like that?
I'm not defending them.
Certainly sounds like you are.
Let me just say this and I'll let you go. To me, two of the worst things that you could possibly be is a child molester and a rapist. Those are the two lowest things on the totem pole, as far as I'm concerned. But before I label...
Hold on, Herb. Herb, can I ask you something?
I got to be sure. I got to know. There has to be
okay, so can I ask you? I understand. Herb, I get you. I don't disagree with you. So, Herb, can I ask you a question, if that's all right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, because I think this is an important one. So you voted for Donald Trump. So Jeffrey Epstein is on record as saying Donald Trump was his best friend. Donald Trump was on the Epstein flight log 7 times. Donald Trump once bragged about going into teenage girls' locker rooms sexually on the Howard Stern show when he owned the pageant without their permission. And you mentioned the word rapist. Donald Trump is a liable sexual abuser. He's had 25 women that have come forward that have accused him of don't laugh, because it's not funny. It's not funny. Hold on. Oh, let me finish. You don't like it when people interrupt you. Let me finish my question. He's had 25 women that have accused him of sexual abuse or rape. So I agree with you, Herb. Some of the two worst things you can do in society, I agree with you, is be a child molester and or a rapist. You voted for that guy, Herb. So how is it that you come on this show and you say child molestation and rapists are some of the worst people society have to offer? By the way, Herb, I agree with you. How could you vote for that guy then, who bragged about going into teenage locker rooms and is a liable sexual abuser? How could you vote for somebody like that?
Because I was voting for a president that I thought it would do the best for this country, not based on what he had done in the past.
So as long as you like some of his policies, you're willing. So as long as you like some of his policies, you're willing to put aside rape, and you're willing to put aside going into teenage locker rooms. So even though you claim that the two worst things in society are child molestation and rape, you voted for an adjudicated rapist because you thought he could have been good for the country. Is that fair, Herb? That makes no sense to me.
Right.
Well, I think that's insane. So you're okay with rapists if you like some of their policies. Is that correct, Herb? If you're a rapist, that's okay, as long as you like a few of the policies. Is that fair, Herb?
Somebody told you last week that
Herb, why won't you answer?
When you look for a broker for your money to invest your money, you don't necessarily know what their background is as far as
but you knew but that's not an excuse, because you knew what his background was. You voted for an adjudicated rapist. You voted for a guy who went into teenage girls' locker rooms and bragged about it on the Howard Stern show without their permission. Don't make the excuse of we didn't know his background. Herb, you knew his background. You voted for a guy like that who's an adjudicated rapist. You voted for a guy. You're the one who brought up child molestation. You're the one who brought up rape. You voted for an adjudicated rapist. Why don't you own it? Own it on this show right now. I like this. I voted for an adjudicated rapist, but I liked some of his policies. Herb, at least just admit it.
And if I had it all over to do it again, I'd vote for him again.
Well, that's why Donald Trump called people like you deplorables. I appreciate your call, Herb. Thank you very much and have a nice day. But don't call into this show and say how much you hate rape. I do too. I agree with you. And then vote for a guy whose own ex-wife said that he raped her in a deposition. Have a nice day.